I want to speak a little more in depth about our first visit to Antalya, Turkey. What attracted us to choosing the country, the area and the hotel? What our expectations were and how they were met. Also, what we would do different next time and what we would look forward to on our return. Prior to our December 2024 stay at Titanic Deluxe Lara, we'd been recommended by family, friends and colleagues to visit Turkey if we ever had the opportunity. The Titanic Deluxe Lara was within our budget and available for the time of year we had planned to visit Turkey. We watched a lot of YouTube videos about people's experiences of the hotel and the city of Antalya. This prepared us a great deal and is something we regularly do when deciding when and where to go. They were a massive help, packed with advice and guidance, and I recommend checking some out if you decide to visit Antalya. So on Monday, December 16th, 2024, we took a roughly 5-hour flight to Antalya, Turkey from Newcastle International Airport. It wasn't too busy and we passed through security relatively quickly with the excellent help of special assistants for Craigie Travels Jr. We flew with Jet 2, departing at 8:30 AM and arriving in Antalya Airport at approximately 4:30 PM with the time difference. Antalya Airport seemed fairly busy and it wasn't long until we made it through customs and speaking to the very helpful Jet 2 reps to find out where we could get our pre-booked taxi. Exiting the terminal, we were greeted by several taxi drivers offering their services before we quickly found ours. The taxi driver was very polite, helping us with our bags and happily talking about our holiday as we travelled the 25-minute journey to Lara Beach. It was around 20 to 30 years ago that Lara Beach began its construction, becoming the luxury resort it is today. It's known for its clean waters and 5-star resorts. Lara Beach is also a Blue Flag certified destination. To the west is Konyaaltı Beaches, which stretches for 13 kilometers towards the city of Antalya. And to the east is Bilek Beach. A 16-kilometer long stretch of golden sands and another popular place for hotels and golf courses. Along these beaches, some of the hotels were modelled after global landmarks, like the Titanic. The Titanic Deluxe Lara is nestled along the Golden Sands, joining the grandeur and splendour of the neighbouring all-inclusive havens. Titanic Deluxe Lara was to be our first time staying at a 5-star hotel. I'll leave some links below for the videos that I've made about our time spent here at the Titanic Deluxe Lara if you would like to check them out too. If you enjoyed watching this and other Prague Travels content, please consider subscribing to the channel. The Titanic Deluxe Lara was several weeks into its winter concept by the time we arrived for our 11-night all-inclusive stay. It doesn't include several facilities that you can get when you visit in the summertime concept. But even in the wintertime concept, the hotel still has a lot to offer. Check-in was quick and straightforward, and no wristbands were needed for our stay. We were given a room on the 5th floor, overlooking the entrance to the hotel, which was a good size with a complimentary minibar. The hotel was undergoing a partial refurbishment, and after a few days we were asked to move to a lower floor. This actually worked out better for us as it had a nicer view. On the ground floor, past the reception desk, is the sports bar and the lobby bar. It was table service, and the staff regularly checked if your drinks needed refreshing. You will also find the patisserie in the lobby. Which opened late in the afternoon until evening. To the far side of the lobby is the Beef Grill Club and Italian restaurant. We were entitled to one free a la carte meal for our stay at the Italian restaurant, which was excellent. There's also a nice sitting area outside that you can get to from the lobby, and it's also popular with cats and birds. Downstairs is where you find an array of shops. Conference facilities. And the entrance to the hotel grounds leading to the beach. The main buffet restaurant is also located here and is very sizable, offering a large selection of foods and seating areas. breaded chicken and pizza were my personal favourites. We could easily make a variety of meals for each of the days we were there, and it was also table service for the drinks. There's also shops and markets within a 10-minute walk from the hotel. The prices were quite good, but you may need to haggle. If you enjoyed watching this and other Craigie Travels content, please consider subscribing to the channel. Outside, on the hotel's grounds, it's a few minutes walk down to the beach. Along the way, you will pass a few summertime concept facilities that have closed for winter. Such as the water park, and most of the outdoor pools. Snack bars and restaurants. The amphitheatre, which is about halfway between the hotel and the beach, and where you would go to watch the entertainment on the night time, was also closed for winter. Down at the beach is the Italian snack bar and restaurant. We would walk down most lunchtimes for a bite to eat and a few drinks. And we're always greeted by the excellent staff. It's a great place to spend an hour or two, especially when the sun was shining. When it rained though, the hotel instead provided an a la carte service at the Italian restaurant in the lobby. The jetty was also closed for the season. But the beach had quite a few loungers for guests to use. Other facilities the hotel offers are a heated outdoor and indoor pool, spa facilities, and a gymnasium. All of which can be accessed via downstairs. Between the ground floor level and downstairs is the bowling bar and games room. Which came in handy for the times it rained, which it did. On and off for a few days, including Christmas Eve, Christmas Day and Boxing Day. Throughout our time, the hotel staff were readying for the Christmas and New Year celebrations, which got into full swing on Christmas Eve. serving up an amazing Christmas buffet and entertainment for all the guests. We had a really good time at Titanic Deluxe Lara. The staff really made us feel welcome. They were very polite, helpful, and always on hand to help with any mobility issues. And that added a lot to the enjoyment of the holiday. Antalya province is known as the Turkish Riviera. Its turquoise coast stretching along mile after mile of beach and magnificent hotels. But it was also its history and culture that equally interested me. Antalya was at one time a major Roman port. And one of its many historical sites includes Hadrian's Gate. Built in honour of the Roman Emperor Hadrian, who visited the city in 130 AD. He was also responsible for Hadrian's Wall, which was constructed to guard the northwest frontier of the Roman Empire. It stretched 72 miles, from Wallsend to Bowness-on-Solway. Nearby, in my hometown of South Shields, which was then known as Arbia, a fort was built by the Romans in 129 AD. Its purpose was to guard the flank and sea supply route for garrisons along Hadrian's Wall. In 1986, the west gate of the fort was reconstructed, modelled after gates on two surviving forts in the Libyan desert. I was looking forward to paying a visit to the city centre of Antalya, and we negotiated a return taxi ride for the day with a local company, costing us €50 in total. It took about 30 minutes to reach the centre, and we were dropped off near the old town. The old town is a labyrinth of Ottoman-era mansions, vine-draped courtyards and boutique hotels. It's here you can find the remnants of the city's Roman history. Idyllic Tower, the Roman harbour, which is also known as the Old Town Marina. And Hadrian's Gate. We spent most of the day wandering around, visiting bazaars, shopping malls, and the beautiful, magnificent mosques. Other nearby popular sites and attractions are the Duden waterfalls. A little farther afield, near Bielek, is the Land of Legends. An amusement and water park with a shopping mall and hotel. Our 11-night stay came to an end on the 27th of December. Checkout was by 12 o'clock, and our flight home was not until 6:30 p.m, with the taxi picking us up at 3:30 from the hotel. The hotel provides a room with facilities near the sports bar for guests to relax in until it's time to be picked up. We were also allowed to continue to use the bars, restaurants and other facilities. On getting to Antalya Airport, we found it extremely busy. And there was a little delay in getting us through, which was understandable given the numbers of arrivals and departures. The special assistance team at the airport were excellent, as were the Jet2 reps, keeping us up to date with any delays or assistance.
Seatbelts fastened until the fasten seatbelt signs have been switched off.
After getting home late in the evening, we agreed we would certainly return to Turkey, Antalya and the Titanic Deluxe Lara, as it was a Christmas to remember. Negotiating seemed a very common thing during our time in Antalya. And I found that if there are no prices or meters, then proceed with caution, as you may be asked to pay a very inflated bill for your drinks, food, your clothing and journey, etc. Agree a price before you go any further. I would advise watching a few YouTube videos giving advice about local customs and experiences with buying and visiting the bars, cafes, shops and getting into taxis. It's a beautiful city and country. There is plenty to see and do, and I wouldn't be put off by those who try to take advantage of visiting us. On our next visit to Turkey, we plan on staying at one of Titanic's sister hotels, just a few miles east along the coast, the Titanic Modern Palace. The hotel is modelled after iconic Istanbul landmarks. Give the like button a click if you found the video helpful. Thanks for watching, and goodbye for now.